Let's talk about common mistakes people do when they're writing their emails. Because a lot of times we can start off okay and then we start falling flat on our emails. So I want to go over some common things that people do in order to help you craft good emails that people will want and that your audience will engage in. And that's really what you want to do. You want people to want to read your next email and anticipate when the next one is coming. And so let's talk about some of the things that people make when they're writing emails. So first of all, it's making it all about them or you or the person that is writing the email. You're just talking about yourself, what you do, how great you are, and everything you've done in your life. And you do want to share what you've done in your life, but it isn't about you. It's about them, and that's what you really want to write about. And using you language versus I is big. You can use we as well, but the idea is to talk to them. It's about them that you're writing to, right? And so it's like I could some of these I could just talk about all my accomplishments and everything I've done, and sometimes I mention it, but mostly it's about you and what you can do in order to help you do better with your email marketing. So, don't if you're finding you're just talking about yourself all the time, then that's when you're probably going to start alienating a lot in your audience. And so those are things you want to do. Now you can please tell stories about what's happened to you and such, but a lot of times we talk about ourselves and all of those things, and really people are looking at what you can do for them, and maybe it lends some credibility, but limit it to much as possible. And if you're talking about yourself all the time, then that's really where people are just gonna start tuning out, because it's like, oh, this guy just talks about himself, and nobody likes that. The second thing that people do is they don't offer value in every email. And so this is a double-edged sword, because a lot of times what people do is they switch to being only value in all their emails and very few ones that actually sell. So it's a mix of it's like cow and bull. So there's in English they talk about you can have too much cow, which is just information, and too much bull, which is just selling. And so you want a mixture of both. And so even though if you don't want to just talk about selling and selling and selling, like buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. And that's where a lot of like affiliate marketers start, is they get the swipe copies from whatever affiliate marketer they have, and they're very, very hypey and over the top. And if you had an audience that followed you for a while and you sent something like that, it may do fairly well because it's really exciting and things like that. But there's no value that's really added to it, and things have changed quite a bit since those days. So about 10 years ago, you could send a super hype email and it would probably do really well and people would accept it and be excited. Nowadays, people are much more savvier. They're looking for value. So have value in your emails. You don't have to put a ton of value every single time. Or you, and also if you're doing a value email, you can sell in there as well. So you can have both. You can do what's called like a soft sell. Those are kind of things like, hey, by the way, if you want to learn more, check out my product X, Y, and Z. Those are things that are really great for those kinds of emails. And, plus not everybody reads all your emails. So it's really a great way to balance those out. Okay. So, add value in all your emails, but also don't just do value as well. The next one is too much text. And I'll preface this as too much big bunched together text. So as we know that most people view their emails on their cell phone, and you have a lot of text together, it just looks daunting. And so 1 to 2 sentences per paragraph is all you really need. And you don't want to go on and on and on and on. You can probably your own emails, you probably only read so much of it. And that way, and if it is long, you're likely going to skip over a lot, or you're not going to you're going to say this is just too big and it's just not enough. It's just too much. So that's where you want to get kind of the right, you want to add value, you want to have the right approach. Don't make it so short that it's just nothing, but you don't want to have too much text. Otherwise, you're just gonna people don't even they'll look at it. It's like that's too much for me. I don't have the time to read that. So make it 3 or 4 paragraphs at the most. And again, short paragraphs or short sentences to the point. Getting your point across doesn't take a lot of writing, and you don't have to be super eloquent with your writing as well. This is more conversational, so it isn't an academic paper. This is a conversational email that you're trying to convey a specific idea, and so that's what you want to do. The next thing is skipping personalization. You can make it so generic that you're trying to be everything to everyone, which makes you nobody to no one. And so if you're not adding any personality to it or personalization, then it's just going to fall flat. No one thinks that you're actually talking to them. You're just talking to whatever, blanket list that you have, and that you're just one of the many people that are on their list, and they don't really care. That's really what it comes off as. So use personalization, and add, just the name is easy to do. There's other ones as well. If you only have their name, then great. If you don't, then try different ways of personalizing it. And then, of course, not doing any calls to actions, and that kind of goes back to the value only. And so that's what the having a good clear call to action in every email shows what you want them to do next. And so if you make it very hard and convoluted, then it's really hard for you to show what the reader is, and you start turning them off, because they're looking, if they're engaged in what you have to say, they want to know what's next. They want more from you, and so it's your prerogative to give them that. And if you're not, then they're probably going to go find somewhere else to go and find someone else to buy from. So that's where you want good, clear call to actions, and make sure that is you're telling them exactly what you want to do next, because that's what you believe is next for them if they're interested in what you have to say. So use these in order to craft really great emails for your list, to help them grow, continue to stay engaged. And if you're looking for more information, go to marketopiahq.com. The link is in the description below, and looking forward to talking to you next time.